31st, 2022. Spent my whole life in silence, just waiting for something that never arrived up until now, in the way that I need it. I think at last gauge, this was almost like hospice, being in this situation with Lynn and Lou. I arrived to a hospice mental midgets, and that's where it gets tricky, because, I don't want to be accused of smart mouth, but again, art being what it is, and the smalls in this scenario, they sent me to day camp. Archery trainers. They said to aim high. I always was cordial and did my best. And just was quiet waiting for instructions. I'm always quiet waiting for instructions, although they never seem to come. Although the TV, as of late, has been a little bit helpful. I thought in concentric circles that of archery and bullseye, that's how the progression was supposed to find one in some structured manner, although it seems not to have. But I think mid-size SUV in a helicopter, that fits in a helicopter, perhaps you can know what mental midget feels like. I mean, again, I see the aphasia reference yesterday with Bruce Willis, some national review of doctors outside of the New York landscape, but within a specific echelon needed. And then what happens in human that I've noticed in my gathering of intelligence amongst mental midgets that are afflicted by some disorder, almost like a multiple stroke system of some sort, but workable strokes that they come to and they work through and they still function. It's just there's a hot wiring. It's the best way I could explain it. Of the environment elsewhere, but here in New York, they've made this word midget. It's spelled MID for Rusaja, which is something totally different at field of study, and then it's GET. That's how you spell it when you put it together. But the New York landscape has made it. If you hear the commentary, but you don't know the blackened heart and the bleeding heart and the symbols and the body disorder that has gone on around my personal situation, then you may think that it's coming from a less than altruistic state. But the New York landscape has made this word midget into a shorter human, not of dwarf size, not of little people size, because these are terms I've heard them use in this version of American English, but they have used visual reference tools with the introduction of the television and this large array of movie and movie studios to help associate certain pictorial and guide visualization of what there's the man, then there's the staff, then there's the fleet, then there's the arm, And then there's this jambalaya of mistakes that go on. That's the they. So again, it's not who's to say which piece. I mean, at piecemeal. But it's difficult. Like, I see my first three sons, who I had a very tight hold on, who had a very deep relationship with me until Tia Frio came along, and then there was a riff. The abyss, the crevasse started because he was not suitable. Then my last son came, and now he's spending more time. He was taken away from Benjamin as the little dad, with my assist as the female role. And now it's like he's raised between the mental midgets that did a really shitty job with what I needed, and then to have another mental affliction. But see, like, to Tia Frio's crew, he looks normal. He acts normal. His jokes make sense to them. They've been living their jokes their entire life. They have this, like, inward whatever. I don't find them funny. I just don't. Like, maybe, like, integral at first, like a first show, but to live in that reality over and over and over again, and to live with him with the same jokes, I don't find it funny. I don't find, and when we're alone and my children are involved, I don't find that I even want to give him the stage to make those jokes, because I find them, they're just not of my caliber. Never were, never will be. But yet I'm stuck in the situation. And again, mental midget he's not even at mental midget status, because that's too high effigy. That's where I'm classified at this point for a mid-size SUV that fits into a helicopter. I know the relation I have to whom I try to give special accreditation to, but I'm living in a situation that should have never transpired, and that is just really, it's painful on a mental level, it's painful on a reputational level, and it's just wasting time. And it's like the most precious thing you could possibly, and I'm being harmed in physicality because others that have done things, or trying to cover things, or trying to get away with things, or trying to find scapegoats and all these other dangerous ideas and words that the humans can't come up with in some schematic. But it's like walking a tightrope, and it's almost like a trigger of like someone with a ballistics temperament. I mean, it's that way. I'm used to walking that tightrope in the house with Lynn and Lou, because Lynn is always on that ballistics tightrope of a minefield that you can't see, but you never know when you traverse in. You're hoping it's coming off as comedy, but it's side stick, and it really is mental midgetry and looks like divine comedy. But then it's like, I mean, in a slapstick vaudeville kind of way, I don't enjoy it. But otherwise, I'd have no interaction with them. And then what good would that do? It would just be time compounded and wasted. So now I'm stuck in this situation, and now I got Tia Fru, and when he speaks to my son, I'm just like, he doesn't have parenting skills. I don't expect him, I'm not judging him, I don't expect him to have parenting skills. I just need specific help, and I have not volunteered. Let's put it this way. In New York, Big Apple, Nicole, Nicolette, Parsons, CIA, Horn, to something in the bananas category, in a movie of a born supremacy, and some die-hard fans, I'm just calling. I mean, like, I don't know what to do. Here, they say to wear blue on your wedding day. But this is the wedding side that means nothing. In tradition, I have to wear red on wedding day elsewhere. I mean, I was left with whatever, in a whatever, in whatever, whatever. In a piece of clothing given. So this way, red knew red was wedding. So blue would never even be a question in one article of clothing that nobody ever sees. I don't get how I got stuck in this vulnerable, visceral, and venerable position in New York. Really, I don't. It's the ill-begot, but it's ill-begot on something quiet. Again, there's like ballistic tempers. I don't know how to be quiet on something known but needs to be dressed or addressed in a certain manner. Star 1978, Star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxies, Broken. It's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.